I'm Ben, aka the UK Fish Slayer, and you're joining us today out on my little boat. As you can see, we're currently, as we speak, around 13 miles out due south from Plymouth, which is my home port, and we are bobbing about above a bit of reef structure which goes from sort of 200 feet down up to about 100 feet in depth. So the plan of action today is we are going to be looking to drift over this reef and possibly a few wrecks also. We'll see how it goes, and we're going to be dropping down a few of the Red Gill Evolution little sand eel lures, and also these lovely vibro shads from Red Gill. We're going to give that a spin, see how we do. Fish species we hope to catch primarily will be pollock. There's generally a fair few pollock sitting around the reefs out from Plymouth. I'm looking to get a few fish hopefully for the table also if possible, but we can also almost certainly have a good chance of catching bass. And there's always a chance out in these waters that you might find a ling or two, and also the elusive cod. So let's get set up. I'm just going to go back round, set a drift up, and just see what our drift line is doing with the conditions, the wind and the tide that we've got going on. It's a lovely sunny afternoon, as you can see. Beautiful, beautifully and nice and warm, and I'll get the rod set up, and then I'll take you through the rig and how we're going to go about it, and then fingers crossed we can get a few rod benders for you guys. I've got the old faithful boom set up, which is a lead onto a boom, and the boom then is running out to around, if I just grab hold of this, sorry, around 8 feet of, it's not the fiercest tide today, so I don't want to go with the longest length, but I've got 8 to 9 feet of 35-pound fluorocarbon, and that goes all the way down to the business end. And to start with, I'm going to drop down one of these little weighted 4-inch Evo eels. So let's just see how we do. Going to drop it, whiz it back round again and get my drift now, and we're going to start fishing. Right, here we go, folks. Now, for those of you who are not overly familiar with this style of fishing, what we're doing is we're literally using the tide to drift us over the reef, and as we come over the contours of the reef and off the back of the reef, we're going to be dropping down this little lure with this heavy lead right the way to the bottom, and keep winding it back up and dropping it back down, back up, drop it back down. And the idea is that as you're coming up and down through the water, the little lure is swimming in and out of all of the little nooks and crannies, and the fish see your little lure swimming about and wallop. That's the theory anyway. We've just come over a wreck now. We've left the reef. I did half a dozen drifts on the reef, didn't feel it whatsoever, had one pout in and have moved on. We're now over a wreck. Drift speed, has got to be said, is absolutely poor. I've got 0.4, 0.3, 0.4 knots. That doesn't help anything when you're doing this type of fishing. It's a small little tide. I'm really feeling like I'm up against it, and a couple of fish will be a bonus. When I'm going up off the wreck, I normally count in my head turns of the reel. Normally I average it out about 20 to 25 turns up is what I tend to go. Very often you get pollock, I don't know whether they're either following it from down in the wreck or they're sitting well above the wreck, but they follow it, and you get them 20 turns up quite often, that sort of distance away from the wreck, so it's worth going right up. Oh, that was a hit there, folks. Something just absolutely trashed it. As soon as it touched, there's a hit, we're in. That followed it up there, and this is what I was saying to you about when you're fishing this type of tactic and method. The important thing is to keep winding. When you get that hit and you feel that sensation of a hit, you've just got to keep bringing it up. Sometimes your brain wants you to strike into it, but you mustn't. You mustn't. You must just keep winding, and then hopefully, this one didn't realise it was hooked there for a while, and then all of a sudden just turned round and had a little bolt for freedom. At times they catch you unaware, and if you don't quickly release that fighting drag and give them a run, they will just ping you up. Even on the 35-pound leader that we've got, they will ping you up. Let's see what we've got there. We've got another nice pollock up through the depths. Excellent stuff. There you go. Lovely little pollock, and what we're going to do is dash him back, and he's gone. There's a fish. That's a fish. There we go. There we go. That's more like it. Excellent. He's really thrashing his head angrily. That's great. Here we go. We've got colour, and we've got a pollock. We've got not a bad pollock. There you go. Not huge, but it's what we're after. It's definitely not a pouting. Give me a lovely scrap. It will go towards the dinner table, and happy days. Let's get dropped back down. We're still over the top of the wreck at the moment, so I'm going to go back down again. This here is the wreck here, folks, this dark shade, and you can see the boat, the way it's orientating, and we're drifting, going that way, and we're picking fish up right in that sort of central area. Right, so this time I've settled a little way up from the wreck to give myself a little bit more time to have a little feel around in front of the wreck, because sometimes you do get fish sitting in front of the wreck, and we haven't really explored the front of the wreck yet. I've been with such a slow drift, I've been almost settling it up on top of the wreck. Well, I'm giving myself a little bit more time this time, and I'm hoping that I end up drifting down to the wreck, and we can have a look before we get there. And there you go, that's why there's a fish straight away. As soon as that's hit the bottom, we're in. What are we into there? That's something that's, whoa, yeah, that's, here we go. Look at that, guys, that is stripping a bit of drag there. That was something really angry. Excellent, that's really good stuff. Love it. Whoa, this one here is, yeah, this is a proper fish, this one. Brilliant. And that is exactly what I was just saying. Cool, yeah, that's, this is an angry old fish, folks. Oh, look at that go, look, can you see that? That's taking some serious drag there, guys. There we go, look, that's still bolting down. Excellent. Brilliant stuff. Oh, and just in that afternoon sunshine, I'm sorry if it's playing havoc with the camera, there's not much I can do about that. I'll try to just go facing out this way a little bit so you get a little better view. But what a brilliant bit of sport, and how lucky I am to live in Plymouth, that I can just finish a day's work and then just come out in the evening time for a few hours with not a single person miles around from me and enjoy this. I don't take it for granted, that is for certain. Here we go. We've got colour. We've got a nice pollock this time. Lovely job, look. On the blue and white, 4-inch Red Gill Evo, doing the business. Excellent stuff. Fighting fit, and we're still not even over the wreck yet, so we are going down again quickly. It's turning into an absolutely beauty of an evening. There we go, we've touched down and we're going to go again. We'll bring it this way. We've got a 0.2 knot drift now, so we've almost stopped. We've almost stopped completely, with the drift, and we're still taking fish, which is good because you don't often catch them when there's no drift at all. So it shows that something's working for it down there, and they're definitely hungry for this little Evo. There we go, back down again. There's a fish, there's a fish, there's a fish, there's a fish, there's a fish. We're in. Whoa! Oh, he just dropped me. He just spat me. Ha ha ha. Well, he took one big lunge there and gobbed me. He did well there. Fair play. He had a big lunge and then spat the hook. He felt like a good fish, that did. Let's see if we can find his brother or sister down there next to him on the seabed. No, not this time. Well, there's definitely a few fish sitting up in front of this wreck, isn't there? So we're going to do exactly this drift again. It's been fruitful. Generally speaking, when you do have a much slower drift, you don't look as many fish as well. When they do hit, you're going to miss more takes, because quite often with the tide, when you're rushing along with the tide, there's a fish, we're in. Now, are we going to get any form of fireworks? Yes, we are. I'm sorry if I giggle away, guys, but you can excuse it, because this is exactly what fishing is all about. Get your string pulled and have some fun. I don't need anybody around me. Look at that. Yeah, this is good. I don't need anybody around me. I don't need anything apart from fishing rod in hand and a winning technique, catching me a few fish, and I am well happy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's a feisty old fish, this one. Oh yeah. My arm's starting to ache. Oh, this is a powerful fish, this one. Lovely fish, these pollock. They're so sporty. Oh dear. That is whizzing. Yeah, that is having a good go. Whew. That is hurting my shoulder. Cool, yeah, it's still got some juice in it. As I said, the fighting drag on when you're doing this sort of fishing, the fighting drag is definitely the way to go, because when these fish turn and act so aggressively, as they often do, you can just quickly loosen up and let them go. With the old-fashioned star drags, you find you get cattled a little bit and they're a bit sticky on the drag, and you end up a load of fish off. If full, this one here is really still got a lot of juice in it. It's going again. Lovely fight. What a good bit of sport. Quite it's hanging there now. I think we might be attached to a nice fish here, folks. He's not giving an inch. There we go. Whew. Some fight from this fish, I tell you. Where are we? We've got the leader, and we've got colour, and we've got a really nice fish coming up. That's what we're after. That one there looks to be close on double figures, that. Let's just... Oh yeah, that's a torpedo, that. That's a lovely fish. That's comfortably double figures. There you go, that's a tank of a fish, that. Oh yes. Well, that's exactly why that fought so hard. That is an absolute tank of a fish. The back on it, wow. Look at the size of that. That is a tank, folks. Look at the size of that. I'm going to quickly put this one on the jiggers because that is a solid old fish. I reckon that's 14 pounds, that. That's 15.3. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That's up there with my best pollock. There we go, guys. Look at that. I've just put it on the jiggers. That is 15.3. What a chunk that is. It's an absolute tank of a fish. What a beauty. 15.3. I'll take that all day long. Lovely job. And we'll just check our lure after that decent fish we just had. 15 pounder. Perfect. It's still in good working order. Brilliant. That was like, I guess, 25 turns up that time. And how about that for a note to finish the evening off, folks? Another lovely fighting fit fish. What a good evening it's been on the Red Gill Evos. Lovely job.